Malan hit an outstanding 100 as Middlesex beat Gloucestershire by 19 runs at Lord's in a crucial Yorkshire Bank 40 match at the top of a very tight Group C. Middlesex won the toss and batted, but lost the hard-hitting Paul Stirling to the 7th ball as he dragged a delivery from Craig Miles back onto his stumps. A brief shower then reduced the game to a 38-over per side contest, one in which Malan was soon looking to dominate. He has had an up-and-down season, but on this day he was very much on the up, in a game his side simply had to win if they were going to stand any chance of reaching this year's semi-finals, following a defeat to Glamorgan in Cardiff on the previous evening. Malan took the score to 52 after 10 overs, only to lose his partner Joe Denly with a leading edge off Benny Howell to Michael Klinger. High-flying Gloucestershire, who came into this match joint top of the group with Somerset and Glamorgan, then put the squeeze on. A dozen overs passed by without a boundary, that being ended when Malan cut Ed Young through the covers to bring up his 50 from his 66th ball. The pitch was clearly one on which playing shots was not easy. Owen Morgan saw off 45 balls before hitting a boundary. When he did, it was a thumping 6 off Miles. Morgan's hard work was then undone as he failed to connect properly to a ball from Dent, which gave Klinger his second catch to leave Middlesex on 117 for 3 with 11 overs to go. Morgan had faced 48 balls for his 22, unlike him, but Malan was not about to let things slip after putting in a really tough shift in the middle. It wasn't easy to score for any new batsman, so his innings was now the crucial one for his team, and he didn't let them down at all as he played some wonderful cricket shots to dominate a 4th wicket partnership of 58 in 8 overs with Neil Dexter. Like Denly and Morgan before him, Dexter made it into the 20s before he was out, slicing a hit off David Payne to Alex Gidman at 175 for 4 with 21 balls left. With 12 to go, Gareth Berg was bowled by James Fuller for 3, with Malan having a couple of overs to convert his 98 to a ton. He did that in the penultimate over off his 111th delivery, a sublime knock in difficult circumstances. He'd batted beautifully, finding the boundary 9 times to give his side something to defend later on. He deserved all the applause he earned from those at the home of cricket. And he then smashed 2 sixes off the next 3 balls he faced to end on an exceptional 113, his 3rd list day 3-figure score. He had dominated the scoring throughout, making those runs out of a final total of 206 for 5 from the 38 overs. He'd faced 116 balls. Duckworth Lewis calculated that Gloucestershire needed the same score, 206, to win, but they lost Hamish Marshall to the first delivery of their reply with a loose shot off Stephen Finn, which was caught by Morgan. Then in the 2nd over, James Harris grabbed a catch off his own bowling to remove Dent and put Gloucestershire on 3 for 2 and in trouble. It was a really tough start for the visitors, who began knowing that a win would vastly improve their chances of reaching the semi-finals. They would have been relieved that their inspirational skipper Klinger was put down off both Finn and Harris, drops that were, in the end, not to prove costly. But for a while it looked as if they might. Boundaries were few and far between, with the Gloucesters taking them where they could, even off the head. Klinger had scored 220 runs in his last 2 knocks without getting out, and with Ian Cockbain battling really hard to stay with him at the other end, this pair were able to carefully put on 81 for the 3rd wicket, even though they did use up 20 overs in doing so. Having done the hard work, both men then fell in quick succession. Cockbain swatted Berg out to Finn to go for a 56-ball 30, while Klinger was finally removed in the next over for a patient 46 as he had a rush of blood and was stumped by John Simpson off Ravi Patel. It had been really slow going for Gloucestershire, but then Gidman came in and increased the rate with a pair of 6s into the grandstand off Patel, which took the target down into double figures and with some time still to go. But keeping wickets intact was another matter. Gidman went for a 3rd maximum but was LBW to Patel as he missed his shot. And in the next over, Fuller was comprehensively bowled by Harris. So with 9 overs to go, 84 more runs were still required with only 4 wickets in hand. Howell decided that now was the time to go for it. He blasted 39 off just 28 balls, including 2 big sixes of successive deliveries from Toby Rowland-Jones, which took that target down to 69 off 7. Crucially, Howell was out in the 34th over, which brought Young in. Having hit a 6 to take the target to 35 off 18 balls, he then carved Rowland-Jones out to Berg, and with that the game was up really. Victory was confirmed in the last over, with Rowland-Jones also bagging the wicket of Gareth Roderick, held at long off by man of the match Malan, a fitting end for him. Those 2 early wickets and problems with getting the openers Finn and Harris away had cost Gloucestershire dear. They ended on 186 for 9 to lose by 19 runs on the Duckworth-Lewis method, and now dropped to 4th in the group behind Middlesex, who only have 1 game left. Gloucestershire now need to win their last 2, including 1 at home to Somerset. Even with this win, Middlesex are still very unlikely to qualify.